so we're moving along at it. Had a good week of practice, and today I thought was very spirited. First day in full pads, which is a lot of fun. It's always fun to get out of pajamas and get into real pads and really start playing football. I thought they responded well today and thought they practiced well. I thought our coaching staff is doing a good job of installing and teaching what we need to get across. And they seemed very, very spirited, and I was glad the sun was out today. It was a beautiful day out there. We need that sun to keep beating down on them and get used to that. So.
How does Sefo look at the first time in live action?
He looked good. He did a good job today in the 2-minute. He moves in the pocket well, throws on. Was very accurate throwing on the run, and I thought he did a good job. Thought he's done a good job all week. Seems very calm and poised. It's a little hard to compare where it was before, but with these young men, it seems like to me they've done everything we've asked them to do. They've been very spirited in our practices. Our practice tempo is different, and they've really bought into it. We got 42 reps in 20 minutes the other day, which is really, really good. And the more repetitions, the better you get. I'm a firm believer in that. So they're working extremely, extremely hard. And so I think the one thing that I see them is a willingness and a work ethic by the majority of the players has been phenomenal.
Coach, at what point do you turn this team's focus to Colorado State?
Oh, we got a little bit before we turned it to Colorado State, but we think about Colorado State every day. I imagine they think about us too. So, but you got to get in your basics before you start. You got to get the basics in before you start trying to game plan. You got to have the basics to game plan with. So you got to have a library, so to speak, to pull from. So we'll be working on ourselves for quite a while here, and then as we get closer to that game, we'll start honing in on Colorado State for sure at that time. Well, I think the commitment level, the effort level. I see guys helping each other, being more of a team atmosphere. That's hard to put a finger on, but you see it. You see different ways that kids interact with each other. I've seen more excitement and enthusiasm than we saw in the spring. So I think that shows that they're buying into what's going on, and they're working extremely hard, and it's hard work, but they're also finding a way to enjoy it. And I think that's how you get better at anything you do in life. If you don't enjoy your work, you're not going to get any better at it, right? So I think they're enjoying it. So I think that's good.
How do you use last year's season as a motivator for this year for these players without them dwelling on it? Did you do something similar to San Jose State when you took over there?
No, I don't talk about last year's season at all. Now, I know that they do, and I hope that they do, but I don't bring up anything about last year or things that went on, or all I talk about is the future and now. I talk about now more than I do the future. I talk about what we do now reaps dividends in the future. So I focus on the now. I focus on the individuals here. I don't focus on anything, quote, that happened last year. As a football player, as an athlete, I would imagine you think about different games or different guys you went up against that you might like to get them again when you see them again. I think that's a natural competitive instinct, and I would hope that they have that, but that's not something that I dwell on at all. Yeah, Connor's made a lot of progress, and been pleased with what Connor's done. Brian Lindgren, I think, is an excellent quarterback coach and offensive coordinator. Has a very good feel with how to motivate young men and how to handle quarterbacks, and he's a very good play caller. So Connor's really improved. He's had a good fall camp so far. The more they can play, the more and more we can have 11 on 11 type reps. The better and better the quarterbacks will get. And I've been watching; they've all been improving since the first day. Since their first day, they're improving. And Connor and Stevie Joe have improved tremendously since spring too.
Coach, what have you seen? What have you observed in the after what the team went through last year? The character of the team, how that's been seen by the coaching staff, and also who's emerged as leaders so far.
Well, first of all, I think we have a lot of great young men on this football team, and I know every coach says that at every team he coaches, and he should believe that. The coach should. If he doesn't, then nobody will, right? I really believe in our young men. We really look for guys that are committed and 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So we're trying to really help develop the whole person, if that makes sense to you. And I think the majority of our young men have bought in. I'm not around them all the time. There was a few that aren't here anymore that really didn't buy in, and there comes a point in time you either buy in, you either get on the ship or you get off. And I want them all to be on the ship. I wasn't trying to run one person off, but there comes a point in time that they either realize they didn't want to be part of what we were doing and how we did it, and we're firm and committed. We're firm and positive, but we hold them accountable. And I think that's the only way to build the team you want to build. And we hold our coaches accountable. We hold everybody in our program accountable the best we can. And but we also give out a little bit of grace, a little bit of rope to work with young people. There's no doubt. But I feel like the overall character of the team is going in the right direction. The leaders that I lean on are the 6 captains. They were chosen by the team. We've had a lot of meetings together. We talk quite often, and to try to get the culture across that we want. And they've been very, very responsive, and they've been very, very good, and they've given me input. So it's fun watching guys mature in that process. And it's really good when they ask really open questions, and that really helps them and it helps our team. So I enjoy that part of it. I really do.